I'm nervous about this one. Hello, YouTube. My name is Sophia Mitropoulos, and this is the first time that I have ever shared my sketchbook in public in any capacity. I'm a little nervous to do this just because this sketchbook is not full of polished work. It is full of exploration and color play, and I failed a lot in this sketchbook, and that's part of the reason why I want to share it, because I don't think that sketchbooks need to look perfect. I'm not submitting this to review for anywhere. I'm not using it as an application for anything. So it is really important for it to be kind of a place where I can make mistakes and where that's acceptable and that's allowed. I won't keep you too long before we dive into it, but just know that I'm a little nervous to do this, and hype me up, please. But yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna preface this by saying that don't go into this video thinking that you're gonna see one of those like CalArts accepted sketchbook tours, because it doesn't look like that. I tried in this sketchbook to make it a little bit more polished than I have in other sketchbooks, which is why I want to share this one, but it's still very much not polished. I had to turn my air conditioner off. I'm starting to get sweaty. It's not because I'm nervous.
Don't try and hide it, honey. We've got ourselves a Sula. Sweaty upper lip alert.
I just want to come clean and say that the marble that I'm using is a piece of paper. It's not real marble. So, just so we know. Just like true transparency. One day I'll have a marble countertop, but today is not that day. Today I have a radiator that I put a paper on top of. Oh my god, I'm getting so sweaty. So yeah, just know that I'm a little nervous, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And please say nice things in the comments. If you have something mean to say, I don't want to hear it. Let's go! I started this in August of last year, and I just finished it at the beginning of this month in July of this year. So let's dive in. And I'm just gonna skip to the page that has the first drawing on it, because at the beginning of the sketchbook I wasn't sure if I was gonna use it for a sketchbook or not. And then very quickly I decided that it was only gonna be a sketchbook. So this is the first drawing I did on it. I did this while I was up at Pilchuck Glass School last year. The prior pages in the sketchbook are all kind of like planning pages. They're not really art pages. I purchased this sketchbook for that trip, and I decided while I was up there that I kind of wanted it to be an art-only sketchbook. I had been watching a lot of sketchbook tours on YouTube. Usually otherwise I would have a lot more text and writing than there is in this book. Some pages I drew on both sides, other pages I did not. This was my desk at Pilchuck. There was a lot going on, so I just wanted to draw what I saw. It's a really special time for me when I'm up there, and I wanted to kind of capture it, so I just sat there and drew everything that I had with me and everything on my desk and kind of my setup. So there's like my charger, my Instax, my sleep mask, my glasses. I'm not really sure. Oh, that's related to that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. My keys, my phone, some books, more glasses, just like art supplies and just, you know, typical Washington State things. And then this was from a day up at Pilchuck also. This was just all the things that I saw in that day. So there's like glass, we were making little passports. I guess we voted on something, people made goblets, we drank Rainier, I worked on InDesign, I filmed, all sorts of fun stuff. There was caution tape, because I think they were working on the cesspools, a bunch of random stuff. And then this is the first kind of loose drawing that I did in this sketchbook. So this is supposed to be the hill at Pilchuck, and then at the top right there is my cabin. So it's a really long hike up the hill, and I brought a bunch of watercolor with me that I didn't really know how to use and hadn't really used before. So this was a first sort of experimental play with that, and then kind of just thinking about all the paths you take going up the hill and walking around campus and stuff. So that's what all these little lines are. Not all of my work is this representative, but I was feeling very inspired by what was literally around me while I was up there. This kind of short-haired figure shows up a lot in this sketchbook. I think it's because that's the haircut I had when I was a kid, and I always like joke that it's my power haircut, and when I'm 40 and making, you know, shit tons of money, that's gonna be the haircut that I get, but not until then. It's too powerful for me. It's either 4 or 40, like I can't have it any of the years in between. But I guess I only brought primary color markers with me, so I was just kind of playing with that, even though I don't like this page very much, but it's okay. It was just kind of a material study. This is another sketch of my space. This was while I was laying in bed in the cabin. So this was just a loose sketch before I went to bed. These I did when I got back from Pilchuck. A lot of these on this page are from life, and some of them are just from my memory, but I'm not sure which are which. These I was just experimenting with shapes and kind of seeing where the shapes led me, which I do a couple times in the sketchbook also. This was the day that I decided to play with all the materials that I do not play with ever, or up until that point I hardly ever used. So this is oil pastel, these are Speedball Easy Carve stamps, and this is the first time I touched gouache since I graduated college, or since I was a student in college even. And this was a really transformative page for me because I was like, holy shit, this medium is great. The oil pastels didn't really do it for me, but they make a comeback. So these models came from like All Models or something like that, a website. They were just random timed poses that I did with oil pastel. There's that short hair bangs figure again, and then watercolor over it, which I didn't realize until I did it, that watercolor does not overlap with the oil pastel, so I had a really fun time with these. But the oil pastel is really messy, so I have to keep these pages in between, and I'm not a big fan of that. There's a little bit more oil pastels. This poor girl and her unfortunate face. Before this sketchbook, I was really focusing on trying to do better at hatching. This is not a good example of that, but I'm pretty sure I did this page before I did this page. But I like these two girls. But these are really basic, like, Pinterest models, which I've been trying to stray away from, but they make a comeback every now and then. This is right before Inktober, I think, and then these were just ideas for my magazine business and just kind of weightlifting related art, which is what a lot of the art before the sketchbook also was. This was my plan for Inktober. As you can see, I didn't make it very far, but this was my first drawing for Inktober day 1, so it was a ring of mushrooms. The second one was mindless. There's that bangs girl again, poor thing. This is bait, because I broke, been broke, stay broke, always broke. These ones, I rushed all of these. This one's enchanted, and it has some cat paws on it, some of my kitten's paws, which are now really cute because she's not that small anymore. Freeze, and a coffee stain. We love the coffee stain. There's Husky. That's kind of a play on an image that I've used a lot called Girl Guts, and it's a weightlifter with a belt on that makes your fat spill over, and that's just like a reclaiming of that kind of scenario in your life. This one is Legend, because my high school, we were the Legends. Frank Sinatra School of the Arts, the Frank Sinatra Legends. So this is the building of that school. This is my favorite one, like probably in the whole sketchbook. I love this girl. I saw her at a concert in real life and I remembered that so much that I had to come home and draw it. This was my first like gouache play after that kind of polka dot day, and oh baby, this page was so much fun. These two pages together. And then I think this I did with Crink marker on top of it. Okay, stop here. I also leave myself some notes. A lot of the words I use in my art are just things that are kind of like running through my head. They don't necessarily mean anything, and I don't really think that they're particularly eloquent usually, but it's just like the things that I'm thinking, you know? These are gouache pages, again, that I think I got these pictures from Instagram, and I did this page first, and I really liked it. So I wanted to do kind of an opposite of that, but I butchered her face, per usual. So, you know what? That's what happens. But I really am proud of the blue one, except for the fact that she's floating on no chair. But I was just experimenting with the material. This is watercolor, and this is gouache. I was playing with kind of a bevel. We got some unfortunate faces, some unfortunate hands again. Gouache on the left, watercolor on the right, I think. Yes, this one is watercolor. Playing with some funky skin tones, some funky textures and backgrounds. This is my best friend Kristen, and the first time I did this drawing it looked nothing like her, and then progressively it got more and more like her, but I still did not do her justice. This is the gouache that was left on my palette, which is why this is so muddy. This one I really like. This is watercolor. I'm pretty sure I did this with a watercolor pen, like a brush pen. I wish I didn't leave the whites so white, but this is an image that has been reoccurring also in my work. This kind of like looking yourself in the mirror, but I tried to do it with the Posca markers. Didn't turn out so good, but that's okay. I like the concept and I like the layout otherwise. Some watercolor, there's some gouache, there's a swatch of the Himi gouache, and then when I moved back from California, this is right around then, I got really sick. I got a cold, so there's my Ricola that I was eating. I'm really proud of this, actually. This was the first one that I did with the Himi gouache, and then I think I went back and did that one. This is Christmas Day. I did this. I was feeling really uninspired, so I wanted to paint some clouds, which I'm not good at, and I didn't get any better. And then I think these were done on 2 separate days, and after this page, it was blank for a really long time, like several months, potentially? Yeah, so this is February 24th, so 2 months. I had watched a YouTube video of a guy who was trying to encourage people to stop drawing those expressionless Pinterest faces, and I am totally guilty of that, and I thought he had a great point. So I tried to draw some expressions, and I struggled because all of my faces are usually expressionless. So then I tried to kind of use Disney as reference because I think they have really great expressions, obviously. And then this was another one of those kind of fill in the blobs. I really like the farts the best out of this. I don't know why. And this little snail guy. These were Tombow markers. I'm pretty sure all of this is Tombow. Both of these pages, except for the black liner, is Posca, probably. This is a whole page of expressions, and then this is that face. So this is one face pulled out. I really liked the sketches, and then once I colored them in, they were kind of all over the place. But I like this page. This was supposed to be an Instagram post, and I realized as soon as I photographed it that it's way too close together and you can't actually read it, so it never got used for anything. And then this, I don't know what I was thinking, but I really don't like this page. But I made a TikTok about this actually, but it wasn't very good. Somebody was like, nice try, and I was like, ouch, thanks. I feel like I'm not very good at rendering faces correctly. That was always a critique that I had in school, and I think, let's see, I don't even want to know what's under this. Oh, it's even worse. Oh no, it's even worse. Ooh, she had a hard time. I don't know, they told me in school that my work was really cartoony, so now I try to just make it really cartoony. If I'm painting, I can make it very accurate, but if I'm drawing, I feel like I just can never get the faces right. But that's just me. I think I was watching the circle while I did these, but I don't think that's related to why they're circles. I was just trying to do some New York scenes. I love the Chrysler building, it's my favorite building. This is Bev Francis. I found out that Bev Francis is a woman. I did not know that. I didn't even know it was a person. If you're not familiar, Powerhouse Gym in Syosset, New York. It's called Bev Francis. It's like a famous gym. Yeah, and I found out it was a woman. And I think I printed this by accident. So I stuck it on there and I finished it. And obviously, once again, fucked her face up. This room is based on nothing, which is why everything is messed up. And I just wanted to play with the colors, and I feel like I didn't get it right. But that's the whole point of the sketchbook. These are some goofy ones. I'm not really going to dive into any of these. I love priority mail labels. Used to do them a lot and then kind of fell out of the habit, but I just put a couple in here. Sometimes I use them to cover up other parts of pages that I don't like, but I think these ones I just put in just because. This was just some blob figures. This was a plein air, actually the first plein air I ever did. Right before quarantine, this was on March 9th in Astoria Park. This page, when my grandfather died, I inherited his watercolors and his watercolor palette, and this page was painted using paint that he had left in his palette, like using his colors and stuff. So this one's really special. There's that girl again, and I love this guy. This came out of my imagination, and I love him so much. I love his hair and his happy face. These, I'm not impressed. A lot of these cloud paintings come up because I'm trying to get all the paint off my palette, and that's why they always look so muddy. Stuck Inside, that was obviously a reference to quarantine, which is hysterical because now this is happening much longer. This was when I found out that my trip to Europe, what was supposed to be pretty much an all-summer trip to Europe, got canceled. So this was me wallowing in my own stupid way. These actually, a lot of these are available as stickers on my Redbubble, and somebody bought one for the first time the other day, which I thought was funny. They're cleaned up and digitized though, by the way. This one, I used to do a lot of caricatures like this, so I just wanted to do more. And I was seeing a lot of TikTok girls wearing shirts over their hoodies, which I thought was really funny. I think it's just a funny style. This is an homage to that. And I think the hair buns is an homage to Broad City. This is like a social distancing thing, like, oh, you can't hug your friends. This one doesn't really mean anything. This was the cherry blossoms in my neighborhood were in bloom, and I saw this while on a run, and I just thought it was a beautiful contrast with the building behind it. And then these were all just, you know, whatever. We're all stuck here now. These two I love. I'm really obsessed with this page. I think this is one of my favorite pages. Once again, we got our short-haired pal. This is from 10 Things I Hate About You. This, I don't know where this is from. This is from some show that I was watching, but I can't remember what it was. Some more gradients that I was practicing with just a sticker. I posted a version of this on Instagram, and everybody really, really loved it, so I made a couple more. I like it too, but other people liked it a lot. This one I liked a lot more when it did not have the face. For a long time it was just a blank face, and I thought it was really cool, and then I drew the face on and I butchered it. This is my cat sleeping in a dish chair. These are all from Croquis Cafe, I believe. It says, I don't think about you at all. These are done with Tombow. These I like. I think these ones are nice. These are, this one I like, this one I like, This one's ridiculous. This one's okay. These are more Croquis Cafe. I was trying to do some stuff with Posca and limiting my palette again. This is Tiger King. Yeah, I was watching Tiger King and thinking about tigers. Some hand sketches. My cat, that's Mama, that's Stella. This is some girl on TikTok. I don't know why she has purple skin. I don't know why I do that. I was having some anxiety, so my heart was pounding in my chest. This girl, I love her little foot stepping. Some windows. This says, kiss me on the forehead, slap me in the face, which I had said to somebody in a text. And I just thought it was such an accurate portrayal of how I felt right now. Nicer days ahead, it won't be here forever. Some of these are really just like kind of thinking through my life, you know, thinking through what I'm going through, and some of them are really dumb. This like little section, like this mushroom, oh, I love it. I think this whole section worked like left to right, so I was loosening up here, and then I got those, and then these are Outer Banks, which is goofy. I think this image came from TikTok, but I was having so much issues with her lips. I feel like her face is correct, but my marker situation, I think I smudged the black, so it looks like she has a beard, so I don't like that. And then this one, I really liked the loose sketch, so I didn't even want to color it in. I was trying to work a little out of my comfort zone. I don't really draw animals very often, so I did some fish, which I got from I think a visual dictionary that I found, and the images I was using as references were about an inch long at the longest, so it was kind of hard to do. I don't know why I didn't just Google it, but some nice flowers. I'm not sure what's going on with this coffee. I did some like coffee scenes. I got these new markers, so those are actually from my art supply haul that was my first YouTube video that I made. And then these two faces are kind of sad. I don't think I was that sad when I made them, but it kind of makes it seem like it. And I don't really know what that says. Pipes and Flights? Summit? Yeah, that's like one of the ones where the text means nothing. This one, I love this sad face. I think I used a reference image for this, but I feel like I was also watching Killing Eve at the same time, so she kind of has a little villanelle in her. These are all Tombow. So see, you can see some of my faces are good, some of them are not good, I know, but some of them are good. I'm not even going to flip that one up because I know how bad that one is underneath. Trying to do a little more spatial stuff. This I did in my art supply haul video, so you can watch a time lapse of that. These I think are a combination of Tombow and Posca. That's all I'll say about those. These are playing with those new Posca markers. I feel like I killed it on Sandra Oh. Tell me not. Please hype me up in the comments and tell me that I killed it on Sandra Oh and that looks just like her, because I feel like I killed it. That's like the only thing in the sketchbook that I'm confident about. And this was the first time that I used those Posca markers where I was like, oh, I have all the right colors? Like, yes, baby. Everything you see and everything you don't. If you know, then you know. This I did pretty recently. I've been really feeling this color palette, so I want to expand on it a little more. I actually really love the vibes on this page. This one I hate. I put some tape down and I thought it would be cool if I like colored it in and then drew over the tape and then picked the tape up. And it would be like a peephole image, but I think it just sucks. Not a peephole, but like looking through the window. And then I went back and I drew the little frames around them, and I don't think it made it any better. Maybe I could do some more on it, but eh. This is a brainstorm page for a beer can label design that I'm working on for my friend Kyle and his company First Trip. So I was just kind of playing with colors and playing with space vibes. He wants like a spacey thing, so for a bright and citrusy IPA, so that's what we're doing there. This was at the beginning of June. I didn't really have any ideas, but we'd been eating a lot of fruit, so I did some fruit and then these like line work drawings, and then I didn't finish the page. These, starting with this one, are the paintings that I did for my 7 paintings in 7 days challenge, which you can also watch up there. So this was day 1, this was day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. This is Lizzo. I tried to redo her face, but I actually think that the first one was better. And also I didn't realize at the time that I did it upside down. And also the black post-it did not help. I should have found a yellow post-it to have like a mid-tone instead of my absolute darkest tone. And then this was day 6, I guess. And then the last day was day 7, and that was July 1st. And that is everything. And this is a little sketch that I did on the back. So if you've made it this far, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sitting through my sketchbook. It was really nerve-wracking getting that out there, and I feel like as I was flipping through it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to share this as much as I thought I did. But you're watching it, you watched it, I did it! Let me know in the comments what your favorite piece was, I guess, and if you think that I should make any of these into stickers or put them on Redbubble or something, I would consider doing that. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sophia Mitropoulos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!